Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha and today I'm going to create 3 looks and also give you like a mini review on the Viseart Libertine palette. So if that's something that interests you, please continue watching. Now I do realize that the Libertine palette is not new, it's been out there for a while, but it is new to my collection and I did want to create this video in case you guys were looking at this palette, saw it on sale or maybe even have it and you wanted some ideas on how to create different eye looks. So I really hope this video is helpful. So let's talk about the packaging first. So this is what it looks like. Beautiful packaging. Actually probably my favorite out of all the other Viseart palettes that I own, especially for personal use. So it's a nice metal kind of a tin packaging on the outside. And on the back is plastic and you get the information about the palette right there. Inside you get a beautiful sized mirror. I absolutely love this mirror and that there's no empty space on the sides. And then inside you have this plastic sleeve which has the names of the eyeshadows, and in here are the different shades. What I like about this palette is the different shade range in here. You get some neutral and colorful shades in here in both matte and shimmer formulas. So you get 5 mattes. So this column right here is all matte, this shade is matte, and then this lavender shade is matte. And you get this column which is all shimmer, and then this shade is also shimmer. Also this plastic sleeve is removable, which I quite like about the palette. So if you didn't care for the shade names, you can just take that off and travel with this. And it can pop right back in. So there you go. Just pop back in. Let's look at the swatches for these shades. Now in terms of pricing, this palette retails for $49 in the US and 43.5 pounds in the UK, and you get 9 shades and a total of 14 grams. So which brings the price per gram to 3.1 pounds per gram in the UK and $3.5 per gram in the US. The packaging, as I've said before, is very travel friendly. I really love it. It's quite sturdy. It's not something that's going to break. And I prefer this over the cardboard or the leather packaging they've had in the past. Also, the color range is fantastic. It's quite a bit of variety for a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. Now let's jump into the tutorials. Now for all 3 looks, I've already primed my eyelids with the NARS Eye Primer. This is look number 1. To start off this look, I'm going to use the shade Resistance, which is a matte brown. I'm going to use that with my Kit Pro 1.15 brush. I'm going to use this as my transition shade. So applying it into my crease and blending it out. Then I'm using the lighter shade from the palette, which is called Rebellion. I'm using the same brush and just lightly applying that to my brow bone, and this will act as a matte brow bone highlighter. Next I'm taking my Refer 1 brush and I'm going into the shade Debauched, which is the purple lavender shade from the palette. I'm going to apply that to the crease of my eye. I'm also going to run the same shade along my bottom lash line and connecting it at the outer corner. Going back in with the first brush we used just to blend out the edges. Next I'm taking the shade Empowered, which is the dark brown shade from the palette, on a Kit 1.16 brush, and I'm going to run this along my lower lash line to deepen up the purple shade we had there already. I'm also going to take the shade on the outer V of the eye and blending it with our crease color. So going back and forth between this brush and a blending brush till I'm happy with the intensity. Then I'm taking the SMW21 brush and using the shade Unleashed, which is that beautiful gold shade from the palette. I'm going to apply it to the eyelid, connecting it to the purple on the outer corner, just blending out the edges between the gold and the purple shade. And then with a smaller brush, this is my Kit 1.16 brush, I'm also going to run that as my inner corner highlight. And then finishing off this look with some mascara on my top and bottom lashes. And this is what it looks like. And on my lips, I have the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Pillow Talk Medium. And over that, I have this little gloss by Marc Jacobs, which is almost finished. And that completes this look. I really love the interplay between gold and purple shades. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Moving on to look number 2. For this look, I'm going to start off with the purple shade, which is called Debauched. And I'm taking that on a My Kit Pro 1.15 brush and applying it to the crease of my eye. And then just to intensify the purple in the socket, I went back in with the Wayne Goss brush number 19 with the same shade and applied it closer to my crease. Next, with a Refer 1 brush, I went in with the matte blue shade from the palette, which is called Defiance, and packed it on the outer V of my eye, and gradually also taking it into the crease of my eye. And with this color, I did have to build up slightly just to get a good intensity on the outer V. But as you can see, it does blend in quite nicely with the purple. Next, on an Esom W21 brush, I'm taking the purple shade, the first shade we used, Debauched, and applying that along the bottom lash line. Then blending it with my Wayne Goss brush number 19. Next, I'm taking a smaller My Kit 1.16 brush and applying the matte blue shade Defiance along my lower lash line, just close to the lashes, not covering the lavender shade completely. And here I'm just going back and intensifying the purple shade with the Esom W21 brush. And then with the same brush, I'm going in with the teal shade from the palette called Shameless. So first I'm going to apply it dry, and as you can see, it's more of a softer look. And you can see the comparison between both the eyes. So what I did is use the Mehron mixing medium. You can use any mixing medium or even Fix Plus to dampen your brush and then apply the shade on top. So that's exactly what I'm doing, just applying the shade damp, and you can see the amped up intensity. Lastly, on that tiny My Kit 1.16 brush, I'm going in with the gold shade Unleashed and applying it to the inner corner. And then lastly, applying some black kohl pencil on my top waterline and a matte teal pencil to my bottom waterline. And then finishing off this look with mascara to my top and bottom lashes. And this is look number 2 complete. I love the combination of teal and purple in this look. And then for my lips, I have a combination of the Colourpop lip pencil in Wild Nothing and the Fenty Beauty Stunner lip paint in the shade Uncuffed. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, definitely give it a like and also consider subscribing to my channel. Moving on to look number 3. I'm starting off with the red shade from the palette, which is called Boundless. And it's more of a satin finish, so you can use it on the lid or also in the crease. And I'm applying that with the My Kit Pro 1.15 brush, blending it towards the brow bone. And then with the Refer 1 brush, I'm going into the dark brown from the palette, which is called Empowered, and applying that on the outer V of my eye, and then gradually blending it towards the crease as well. And then going back in with the first brush just to get a better blend between the dark brown and the red shade. Next, on an Esom W21 brush, I'm going in with the shade Chant, which is like a shimmery burgundy shade. I'm applying that dry first on my eyelid, and you can see that it's a softer finish compared to the other eye. So I'm going to dampen the brush with the Esom Pro Mixing Medium. And I'm going to apply that on the eyelid, and you can see the increase in intensity. And just as a change, because the top portion is quite warm toned, I wanted something cool toned just to pique some interest along the bottom lash line. So I went in with Debauched, which is that cool toned purple lavender shade, and applied that with the Esom W21 brush along my bottom lash line. And then lastly, as my inner corner highlight, I went in with the shade Unleashed, which is the gold shade with the My Kitco 1.16 brush. And then I'm just applying some black kohl on my top waterline and finishing off this look with mascara to my top and bottom lashes. And this completes look number 3. And this is the third and final look. On my cheeks, I have the Charlotte Tilbury blush. This is in the shade Pillow Talk Intense. And on my lips, I have the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and lipstick in Pillow Talk Medium. Overall, I would definitely recommend this palette. As you can see from the 3 looks I've created, you can definitely get such a variety of different looks. And it's such a nice travel-friendly palette as well, and you can get different colorful looks as well. So for example, there have been days where I've just used this lavender shade all over my eyelid, buffed it into my socket and called it a day. It looks absolutely stunning. Also, it's unique because for medium skin tone, the typically light lavender shades kind of look boring and bland, whereas this one really looks nice and rich on the eyes, which I appreciate. The only shade that I had to kind of work with is the blue shade, which is expected from a matte blue of that depth. But that's the only shade that I had to build up with. But as you can see from the look, it did blend out quite nicely. My favorite shades from the palette would definitely be Unleashed, the gold shade right there. Empowered, that dark brown right there. Chant, which is the shimmery, burgundy kind of a tone. And definitely Debauched, which is this matte purple lavender kind of a shade. I also really like Shameless, and I like that it's a soft shimmer instead of being full on opacity. But because as you saw from the look, you can get a more wearable version of the teal eyeshadow when you apply it dry, and it definitely amps up. Say, for example, if you use a setting spray, spray it on your brush and apply it wet, or as I did in my case, where I used a mixing medium. So you do get that versatility, especially with the shimmer shades. So yeah, that's it for this video. So I really hope this review and tutorial was useful to you guys. And if you enjoyed it, definitely give it a like and also consider subscribing to my channel. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!